A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is the part 14 of my series on my astonishing new discovery about the Arabic language. In this video, I will be talking about the Ha group of letters and the meaning of this Ha group of letters. One meaning of this Ha group of letters is related to the heat or har. Now, previously, in other videos, I have already shown you that the Ha group of letters is related to something inside or outside because the way that the dot is placed. So as you can see in the gym, the dot is placed inside. If you see the inside of a circle, and that's why there are words like Jaufun, which means inside, and then with the ha, because the dot is outside, so it would mean something outside, such as harijun, or outside, which means outside. And you can see and then the ha group of letters, the ha, which is between jim and ha, would mean something at the border, haddun, and hudud is a boundary. So it is related to a border because there are two opposite things meeting in here, right? So you see one stroke on the right side, the other on this side, so it is two opposite things meeting, and that's why it's a border, right? And then the jim would mean inside this border, and then the ha would means outside this border. And the use of these concepts you can see in words such as kharaja, which means to exit. So kharaja, how it does, so see, ha means outside, ra is raha, to go somewhere, and jim is from inside. So you go outside from inside, so this is kharaja. And dakhala is the opposite of kharaja, which means to go to enter inside, right? And then the way it works is dal is related to a dar, or inside, and kha is from outside. You this is unit propagation, or this alif, this lam is actually unit propagation, so means you take a few steps and you enter. So yeah, so from outside you enter inside, taking a few steps. That will be dakhala. Now, so these concepts or the meaning of the words that are related to this jim, ha, and kha, you can divide into these three ones, so that jim is inside, the ha is on the border, and kha is on the outside. And another meaning which also have discussed is the meaning of attach. So jim would means to attach something, for example jamma or jama, which means to aggregate or together, and the ha would be the opposite, to detach, such as kharata. And then this outside, you can see in this word kharaja, which I have already discussed, and then kharata, which is danger. Ha is from detach, correct way, detach from correct way, so that would be a danger if you are outside the correct way. Then khataun is a mistake, so detach from correct reason, and kharij means outside. And then the ha would be things that are on the border, such as halal, haram, see, to restrict things because of this opposite way that the ha is written. One stroke this way, another stroke this way, two opposite things meeting in one end. All right, so this is the meaning of the ha, jim, and kha that I have discussed. So now in this video I'll be discussing another new meaning, which is related to heat. And all this meaning, the gather together and detach, and on the surface, on inside and outside meaning of this letter ha, related group, these three things. And you see, it's related also to heat. So harun or harara means heat, so which is related to this ha group of letters. And then the jim would mean low heat or cold situation, because here the dot is placed below. And then the ha would mean high heat because the dot is up. So it makes sense. I mean, it's very logical. The reason it represents heat is the way it is written. So see, this ha group of letters is written as like this: one stroke from right, from left to right, and then another stroke from right to left, but in a curved way. So one straight, one curved. This is how this is written. So this way and then this way. So two opposite things. and see, so this way it is written, so it is going back and forth like this, so back and forth, back and forth, huh? So this meaning is hidden in these letters, that there is a back and forth, or you can say a vibration, right? And a vibration, and as you know, temperature or heat is nothing but molecular vibration. And so it makes sense that when the vibration is low, as in Jim, it will be cold, right? When the temperature molecular vibration is low, it will be cold, and then the molecular vibration is high because the dot is high up, so that would mean high heat. You will soon see how it means. So basically, Ha is related to heat, and Jim would be related to low heat or cold situation, and then Ha would be related to high heat. So let's see a couple of words first. So see, Harun means hot, something hot, huh? How? So see, Ha, we know molecular vibration because it's written as back and forth, huh? And then the Alif is written in such a way that it's going up. You can see it's going up. You see, it's going up. And then the Ra is something visible, Ra, or you can see something as a color change or change in its state which is visible, huh? So heat is nothing but increase in molecular vibration. Remember this. When something increases in temperature, it means the molecular vibration, the vibrations of the molecule inside increase in general, which is what is shown in here. As you can see, the vibration increase, and then it comes down after some time, right? So radiation or other way, it will be coming down to the normal ground state. All right. So see, if you look at the words, you will see that Jim will be mostly associated with words that are with low heat or cold, such as say ice, which is Jalid. Jalid is ice, and then Sakhin. Sakhin means hot, but hot liquid. Okay, it means hot liquid, and then you can see the high heat because of the vibration increase. The dot is up, so Sakhinun means hot. So you can see this is symbolizing water. So hot means the Sakhin. This word would be used for hot liquid, not say hot iron or some metal. So Sakhin would be a liquid state, right? Because of this sin. And Sahra means desert. So as you can see, Swad, I will discuss this more later on. So you can see the Har is there, Har, or the heat, and then Swad signifies many things. One of them is that the desert is like featureless, and then another thing is it's something coming out, huh? We know this Swad meaning, something coming out, so the heat comes out, and then there is very little thing. We know that Hamza, one meaning of the Hamza is that something very little, so very little vegetation or something for a person who is inactive, huh? Okay, now you see this Jim has a cold meaning. Then you can see that Jalid means ice. I have already told you Jalid means ice, and Jamid means frozen, and here Jalid means ice because Jim is something cold, and Lam is clinging, and Ya is something liquid, and then Dal means something solid. Dal would mean something solid, something on which you can push, like Dafun. So Jalid means ice, which is something solid, and Jamid same. So when things get frozen, it becomes a solid. Okay, Saljun means snow. You see, it's solid, but it's not as much solid. That's why the Jim is placed as the last letter. And interestingly, if you notice, Saljun means snow. Okay, Saljun means snow as compared to Jalid, which means ice. So you can see Salaja means to snow. And then you should be able to see the snowing in here. How? Salaja Yesluju. See, you can see the Sa, which has this boat shape. Which means something fixed, and then these three drops looks like the snow drops accumulating on a place, and then the lam is lengthwise. The snowdrops come lengthwise, and jama gathered together, and cold. Both of them is used here for the Jim meaning. And so remember this common thing that Jim would mean something cold, Ha would mean something related to heat, and Ha would mean high heat. Right, so you should be able to see the snow accumulating if you look closely at these three letters that constitute the word for snowing. Okay, many other words will have this. So see, from the salaja we get the from this root letter salaja, you get salajatun, which means a refrigerator or a fridge. And you can see the fridge because you see this here, the shadda indicates that it repeatedly does the snow. So it's basically saying it's a professional thing, salajatun, which repeatedly can make snow or ice. So salajatun, something related to making it colder. Okay, majladatun is glacier. So mim obviously is place, and yeah, in both cases this ta marbuta here in salajatun, the ta marbuta would indicate that an accessory is necessary, right? And then yeah, here also you need some accessories. You cannot survive there on your own, right, in the glacier. So it would be only for a short time that you can stay there, which is indicated by the ta marbuta. And then many other words will have this meaning of cold built in if there is jim. For example, jazarun, which means butcher, and tojizun, which means fresh, something fresh. In both this word, the cold is kind of built in. See, the butcher need a fridge or big fridge actually to preserve the meat, and you can preserve the meat. But this so the root letter is jazza, which means to cut in pieces, right? So something jama and you cut. So this za has the meaning of cut a little, and you cut a little of pieces with certain measure, right? Jazarun. And yeah, so this is something hidden, right? Here you need this meat, you need to freeze to save them, or put in cold basically, right, to save them from some time. And tojizun is same, fresh. If you want to keep things fresh, toamun, and cut a little, and inside a gym, inside a salajatuna, and then it will be more fresh for some time. And za here also means zada, which means to increase. Zada, zada, you can see zada. So zada, see how does increase. So za means ra means go somewhere, right, and za means go over and beyond. Jawaza means to go more than is necessary, and dal means at the end. So you go more than the end, which is what is increase, by keeping it cold. So the jim is hidden also here, the meaning of low temperature associated with jim. So this is in many words like this, it will be hidden. Okay. Now, in contrast to the jim, the ha group of letter would be associated with general heat. General heat. For example, sahra'u, which means desert. This means desert. And then how does it mean desert? So something coming out, swad, and har is heat, and alif is people or human but inactive, and little means little people and little food or something is there, right? And so that's the feature of the desert as described in this word. So harun I have already discussed, hot, which is from the root letter harra, and yeah, harun or harara is also called heat. Now related to heat, this concept or harkun is the to burn, right? Haraka means to burn, and harik means fire. Harkun is burning. And so this har we already know is heat, and here the qaf means oxygen. Now this oxygen meaning I will discuss in a later video, inshallah, and you will understand more why it is oxygen. But here in brief I would like to say this, that these two dots indicates the two valency electron of the oxygen. Okay, and you can see in other words such as ukud, which means fuel. Here something, and qaf is oxygen, and dal is some inside some chamber, and which is burned, right? So the fuel concept is also there with the qaf. So oxygen meaning is very clear. And harkun means, har means hot, and you need two things for burning. First you need heat, but heat itself will not burn something. You need to make it hot, and then you need to add oxygen, which is the thing that burns basically, right? So it's very, very important that the oxygen is there. So ha would basically mean things related to heat, one of the meaning, right? Okay, so I have already told you ha then would mean high heat, because the dot is up, so the vibration is up, huh? So you can see this in words such as say tabaha, which means to cook, tabaha yadbukhu, udbukh. So this means cook. And to cooking, how does it make cooking? So see, toa means to correct, and toam food, correct the food, and ba is of course in a bar like container, and the link means baina, baina, and then detach. So you detach the link, you correct the link, detach, huh? So basically cooking is the intermolecular linkages, you make it so that you can eat it, huh? Intermolecular linkages are broken down so that it's easier for consumption. That's what cooking is about, right? So this is what is pictured in here in the word for tabaha. And then the ha is not only detached, it's also related to high heat, as you see. So using high heat, you cook something, right? But notice that it is on the last letter, so it's not that high heat, right? You need, maybe you are cooking on say water, which is up to 100 degrees, right? All right. And tabkhun and madbukh means cooked, right? Midbakhun means cooking apparatus, because mim with kasra, we know that it indicates a tool. So midbakhun is a cooking tool or cooking apparatus, and madbakhun is the place. Mim with fatha would indicate a place, so place of cooking, madbakh, huh? And tabakhun would mean a cook, tabakhun. We know that if alif is after the second letter and with a shadda like this, it means a profession, and so tabakhun means a professional cook. Mind you, it means this is also a cook, and tawabikhun also a cook, but tawabikhun would mean a cook maybe one time, huh? A general cook, huh? But tabakhun, it means a professional cooker, huh? A professional cooker. All right, habaza means to bake. So see, compared to the cooking tabaha, which may be say on water, and baking would involve higher temperature, right? So this is why the ha is the first letter. The habaza, how does it make baking? So see, ha, which is to detach or using high heat, and ba is in a bar like tray or a container, and za is the grain. Za is the grain, and the grain, the dot is indicating the grain, huh? And the third position means many grain. And you can see this za meaning grains from the word for aruzun, which is rice, right? So like before, you can see khabaza yakhbizu ikhbis, and khabzun is baking, right? And khabizun baker, but khabazun would mean a professional baker, and makhbaz or makhbiz would mean a bakery. And khubzun means a bread, and khubza is a loaf of a bread, huh? Usually tamarbuta would indicate something smaller or intermediate in size, huh? A loaf of bread would be khubza. You see, so if you notice this words, you will see that in all of them the ha would indicate something high heat. For example, khubzun, which must be prepared by baking using high heat, and I've already discussed this. Bukhar means steam, and so see something in a container is worked upon, and then ha is of course high heat, goes up and then it comes down as something visible, huh? The steam is quite visible. And then dukhan is the smoke, and dakhana means to smoke, and tadkhin is smoking. So dukhanun, you see dal here, dal is worked upon, dal or something metal or something solid, huh? Something solid is worked upon with high heat, which gives up many molecules. Noon means we know something dot, but in the third position it would mean many dots or many molecules, huh? And sahinun means hot, also like harun, but there is a difference. Well, harun would mean like generally hot, but sahinun would mean liquid hot because of the sin, right? So sin, the water goes up because of high heat, and the noon is the steam or the dots coming out of something hot. Okay, so if you notice this phrase, al-hasau sakhinun, or the sentence which is ismiyatul jumlatul ismiya, and which is, you know, the two types of sentences, right, which one starts with the noun phrase, the other with the verb phrase. And so this is one of them, al-hasau sakhinun. This would mean that the soup is hot, right? The soup is hot. Of course, is not mentioned in Arabic, as you know. And you know, how does it how you can translate this using my single letter meaning is I explain here. So ha means Harun, and sin is water, goes up with little food. Rizaun means food. So this hamza many times would indicate food and something little. So soup is defined as something which is hot liquid having a little food. See the wonderful definition, built-in definition provided in the divine language. And then sakhinun means hot. The sin, again, the water going up due to high heat. You can see the hot molecules coming off. I mean, this molecule, as a noons mean many dot-like molecules, steam coming out of something which is hot. It's amazing, you know. You should be able to see this, you know, while you read this. If you look closely, you will see what the word soup means, and then the hot steam coming out of the soup also should be visible in these letters. And then I write it in such a way so that the basic letters, the root letters, are easily visible using the blue, green, and red color, right, as you know, as always. And then if you look at this sentence, tawakhatil hasa'a sakhina, she cooked the hot soup, right? And then so here it is jumlatul fi'liya, or the sentence which starts with a verb, and that's one of the reason, you know, of the changes of this last tashkil. As you see here, the soup and the hot both are ism, so they are mansub because they are object. And tabakhat, this is tabakhat originally, and then the kasra is added to link this to this ism. To link this fa'al with the ism, you have tabakhatil hasa'a sakhina, right? She cooked the hot soup. And then again, you see in all this, the ha and the ha is indicating the hot nature, right? And then the hasa'a, you see the ha is not there, means the soup you have to bring it down within tolerable level, right? The ha is indicating if it is ha, then we know it would be too hot, right? So you should not drink like a too hot soup. Rather take a soup which is like you can tolerate it, right? So you see all the meanings are built in, and then if you study like this, you will understand things far better. All right, so remember, the reason for the divine language drawing a picture of objects is that all objects, everything, you see, all objects, all concepts, this concept of heat, you see, was built into the shape of this divine letters, right? So as you know my theory already, so please take a look at other videos if you have difficulty in understanding this concept. And then if you like these videos, please subscribe, leave a like, and make a comment and share. And then of course you can get more information about all of my writings from the Google books that I have available. And I will be making inshallah more videos like this in the future. Until then, Allah Hafiz.